Shalom, Israel.
Shalom.
We are ISBHPK. We are located at 231 FM 1092, Stafford, Texas. We have other schools out in Virginia. That address is 2610 Granby Street, Norfolk, Virginia. And we got a school in Rochester.
Yeah, Rochester. Well, it's coming. School in Rochester.
Rochester's coming. And we got a school out there in San Antonio, 4444 Walsham Road, Suite 201. Our class times are Mondays and Wednesdays. And we have question class on Friday. And we have Sabbath class on Saturday, as y'all can see, from 10 to when we're finished. So we have other businesses. We have Israel Wear, where you can go get your garment. You can see the brothers up here. This is the Unity garment, just came out. It's very fresh, very fresh. We have upcoming feasts. We have Passover celebration on Sunday, April 17th. And it's very important that you get your money in for your Passover garments. You want to start getting that now so you're not rushing to get that later. So we have Hebrew Academy every Monday in Houston and Tuesday in VA.
Tuesday here in Houston.
Tuesday here. Tuesday in Houston.
Yeah, it's Tuesday in Houston, Monday in VA.
Monday in VA. All right. If you want to contact any priest Kazakia's number is 757-300-4047. If you want to contact Priest Quadazat, it is 303-557-8979.
Yep.
And if you would like to send in any donations, you can send that in. We have the Wells Fargo account on the screen, and the Cash App is ISBHPK donations. Anything that's on your heart to send in, we do use it for the school, we use it for the body, we use it to forward the word, so you don't have to worry, we're not sons of Eli. Everything that you sent the money in for is going exactly to that. So we really appreciate that. And that's the announcements.
Alrighty, so that's it for the announcements. We'd like to say Shabbat Shalom to everybody in class and Shabbat Shalom to everybody online. Welcome to another Shabbat class, man. Is this our first Shabbat class?
Heck yeah.
Yeah. It's our first Shabbat back since Hanukkah, so all praises to the Most High, man. Without further ado, let's go ahead and set these prayers up. Everybody, I imagine Muponya Yerushalayim. Let's rise and face Jerusalem. I keep forgetting it's this way. All right. Alrighty. Alright, Barak Yahweh.
Barak Yahweh.
Bahashem Yahushai.
Bahashem Yahushai.
Hawa'ah.
Hawa'ah.
The Award. Zion
The
water. Amen.
Blessed are you, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, that gives to us the light this day. Thanks, so be it. The light represents wisdom, knowledge, and understanding we obtain through the scriptures. Matthew chapter 5, verse 16 says, let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven.
Alright. Barak Yahweh.
Barak Yahweh.
Bahashem Yahushai.
Bahashem Yahushai.
Hawa'ah.
The
water.
Amen. Blessed are you, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, that gives to us sweet savor. Thanks, so be it. The frankincense and myrrh represents our prayers going up to the Most High as sweet savor. Psalm chapter 141 and verse 2 says, let my prayers be set forth before thee as incense.
Hashem Yahawashi.
Hashem Yahawashi.
Hawa'ah. Noah. Hashabbat. Bashalom. The water. Amen.
Blessed be Yahweh in the name of Yahawashi that gives to us the Sabbath in peace. Thanks. So be it.
This is going to be Psalms chapter 121 in Hebrew. And of course, we will translate. Anashah, Ayyan Yam Yad, Al Hahoryam, Ra'ayah, Yabawa'ah, Aizorya, Yabawa'ah, Mayahoah, Sha'aishah, Shemayim, Ba'aratazah, Ra'ah, Yonatan, Lamawat, Regalia, Gala'ah, Nawam, Shashawamar, Yasher Allah, Yahweh, Shemaria, Yahweh, Zoya, Ayil, Yom Yad, Yad, Hashemash, Yala'ah, Hakayah, Bayawam, Wala'ah, Halabana, Balayala, Yahweh, Yashemoria, Paul, Rai, Yashemar, Pashya, Yahweh, Yashemar, Hawalakia, Wabawa'aya, Ma'itan, Wa'aid, I will Amen.
This is Psalms chapter 121. I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth, and even forevermore.
Alright. Shemaya Sha'ala.
Shemaya Sha'ala.
Yahweh Allah Hayanoah.
Yahweh Allah Hayanoah.
Yahweh Achai.
Yahweh Achai.
Shemaya Sha'ala.
Shemaya Sha'ala.
Hayanoah.
Yahweh Allah Hayanoah.
Yahweh Achai.
Yahweh Achai.
Shemaya Sha'ala.
Shemaya Sha'ala.
Yahweh Allah Hayanoah.
Yahweh Allah Hayanoah.
Yahweh Achai.
Yahweh Achai. Hear Israel. Yahweh our power. Yahweh is one.
It's the Lord's Prayer. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Wadash, Hayah, Shokah, Yahweh, Malakwatka, Taba'ah, Ratazaka, Hayah, Aisha, Baratazah, Kawa, Hayah, Bashamayim, Dalanawa, Lacham, Ko, Yawam, Masalak Noah, Kabawat Noah, Kasalak Noah, Kabawat Yanawa, Tabayanawa, Badasaya 1, Awashai Nawa, Mayan, Rai, Hayah, Hamalakwa, Wa'a'ala, Matthew chapter 6, verse 9. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. Ha'aishara,
Zawa. The Ten Commandments.
La'ah, Yahaya, Lakah, Alahayim, Lacharyum,
Al Panya. Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
La'ah,
Aisha,
Lakah,
Basol,
Wala'ah,
Da'ibadam. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image.
La'ah, Sham, Yahweh, Bashawah.
Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain.
Zakor, Hayawam,
Hashabbat,
Lakodashwa.
Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy.
Kabad, Abaka, Wa'amaka.
Honor thy father and thy mother.
La'ah, the
Ratazak. Thou shalt not murder.
La'ah,
Thou shalt not commit adultery.
La'ah,
Thou shalt not steal.
La'ah, Da'ina, Shakur.
Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor.
La'ah. Bakamad.
Bakamad.
Kol.
Kol.
Asherah.
Asherah.
Lara'aika.
Lara'aika. Thou shalt not covet anything that is thy neighbor's.
Yeshagim, which means to be seated. Yeah, let me just move this like right here. All right. Alrighty, y'all. Glad to be back. Glad to be back. Man, I don't know about y'all, man, but I'm loving these garments. What's dope is all three of us, because I'm looking at the video. What's dope is all three of us is from a different tribe. You got Issachar, Benjamin, Judah, right? So you got to see the different symbols that's on the back of the garments, man. Big shout out to the sisters that made the garments, of course, keeping us looking good. So yeah, man, let's get into this reading. Let's pick up where we left off. I know we haven't been here the last two Sabbaths. So we pretty much, the last two Sabbaths, we've been going into brother Joseph. So we're picking up now where the brothers are pretty much reunited with Joseph. So we'll be starting at Genesis chapter 44, verse 18. Genesis chapter 44, verse 18. Let's get the first reader up. Genesis 44 and 18. All right. Ramiro Shabbat Shah, Yashkar, Ban Yasha Allah, Men of Israel, Amadi, Barak.
Yahweh Shem Shai Brakatah.
Yahweh Shem Shai Brakatah.
All right. So we'll be picking up at Genesis chapter 44, verse 18. Yeah, man, and this is the chapters where we missed because of Hanukkah was just Joseph, the brothers hating on Joseph and selling him to the Ishmaelites, who ended up selling him to the Egyptians, and the slavery, and Joseph dwelling in the land of Egypt, and then coming into power, of course. And now we're going to read about when the brothers come back to meet him while Joseph is in power. Man, this is actually one of my favorite stories in the Bible, if not my favorite. You know, the story of Joseph, kind of sucks that we missed it, but for everybody that's online, you know, hopefully y'all are reading and keeping up and paying attention to what's going on, man. Because the story about how Joseph got sold into slavery it's a very good story. You know what I'm saying? A very good story, and it shows how Joseph, even though he got sold into slavery by, his own brothers and stuff, he never lost his integrity. He never doubted the Most High. He never, why me to the Most High? He never did any of that. He kept his integrity, man, and understood that, and he understood that the Most High is the one that brings low and that brings high. The Most High is the one that exalts, and the Most High is the one that abases. So let's go ahead and pick up, man. It's going to be Genesis 44, verse 18. Yeah.
Then Judah came near unto him and said, O my Lord, let thy servant, I pray thee, speak a word in my Lord's ear, and let not thine anger burn against thy servant, for thou art even as Pharaoh.
Now, do you see how Judah approaches? First of all, Judah didn't even know that this was Joseph, right? But what did Judah know? Judah knew that this was a man that was in authority, right? He was in an authoritative position. So look at how Judah came. Respectfully, humbly, meekly, right? Like, hey, can I speak a word unto you, right? Now, you know what's cool about this is that when you look at us, Israelites in today's world, right, in America, the way that we act, the way that we carry ourselves is crazy. Now, this was an Egyptian. Well, it was Joseph, but Judah thought that it was an Egyptian, right? But look at how Judah still maintained a certain level of respect, at least for the authoritative position that his brother was in, right? So when you look at us in today's time, what's one of the things that always gets our people screwed, especially the men and the women?
Yeah.
But us men will get pulled over by the cops, and you're acting like it's not a damn cop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I've been guilty of it, of course. But you'll get pulled over by the cop, and you're acting like it's not a damn cop. Like you can't blow your brains out and get away with it. You see what I'm saying? Where you're literally sitting there like threatening a cop, like do something, you do something, like you know damn well he can do something.
Yep.
Just like Judah right here knew damn well if he didn't come correct, this man had the power and authority to lock him up, to kill him, to have all his brothers killed. But in the world, you see a lot of our men, they'll get jammed up by the cops, right? And like I said, I'm guilty of it too. But like it'll be like a simple traffic ticket, but that simple traffic ticket now turns into like, yeah, you're doing a year or two in jail, and now you're on probation. Why? Because you backhanded a cop.
Yep.
You gave him the pimp hand. You know what I'm saying? And then when you in jail, it's like, what you in for? Yeah, I slapped the hell out of him, or I put hands on him. But who's suffering for that? You're suffering. Your family's suffering because you're not there. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm showing is that we got to come correctly. You got sisters, man. You got wives that talk to their husbands any kind of way, and that's crazy. Especially if you're a sister, an Israelite in the truth. How can you talk to your husband any kind of way? You know, I always say it, man. Like you can look at an Arab woman, and you can't even fathom them getting out of line with their husbands. You can't even fathom it. But Israelite women, oh my God. And they're Arab women following the Quran, right? But Israelite women, bruh, they stay getting out of line, stay making smart comments, stay having attitudes. It's wild. No respect. You know what I'm saying? No respect being shown towards the husband, but you're in the truth. You're supposed to be in the truth. It's for all Israelite women. You're supposed to be in the truth. So where is that standard? You see what I'm saying? So yeah, I just wanted to point this out in verse 18, man. Like look at the way Judah is coming towards that. He didn't realize it was Joseph that he was talking to, but still look at how Judah is carrying himself to a man that's in authority. You see what I'm saying? We got to move in that same way. Read down.
Verse 19.
And remember, Abraham did it too. Remember, Abraham is walking with the Lord, and the Lord's like, yeah, I'm about to do some things to Sodom and Gomorrah. Abraham was like, oh, damn, really? Can we, if I can but speak. Let's go there real quick. Let me not butcher it. It's the Sabbath. It's the Sabbath. It's the Sabbath. Where is it at? It is. Go to Genesis chapter 18, right? Go to Genesis 18 and 23.
The book of Genesis, chapter 18, verse 23.
Read that.
And Abraham drew near and said, wilt thou also destroy the righteous with the wicked?
Read down.
Peradventure, there be 50 righteous within the city. Wilt thou also destroy and not spare the place for the 50 righteous that are therein?
Go ahead.
They be far from thee to do after this manner. to slay the righteous with the wicked.
So y'all see, Abraham is showing you something dope here. When the Most High, like, I'll give y'all a perfect example. Y'all know how many people died last night? Did y'all know how many people died y'all feel these winds that was happening yesterday in Houston? Knocked out all the power in BeachNet, people crashing on the intersection. It was a very windy, it's still windy. It's a windy atmosphere in the, I guess the middle of America right now, because the storms is going through. And 70 people died last night from tornadoes in one city. I think it was Kansas. Could be wrong, but I think it was Kansas. 70 people died from tornadoes in one night. Now, Most High says here, well, Abraham is saying to the Lord, he's asking him, will you destroy the wicked with the righteous? So what do y'all think with those 70 people? Were those righteous? Were those wicked? 70 people, tornadoes, just throwing them. Imagine you sleep in your house and you just hear a tornado. You just. It shows you the power of the Most High, though, man. Just a little. And you going flying. Cows flying. Everything is flying. Can y'all even fathom how a tornado is made? Like, how do you have that much wind speed just in like this little tight-knit little circle? Like, how? Like, huh? But then when you look up in the sky, it's not like the sky is just spinning. Them clouds, they in a little rotation. You can see it. Right. But it's not like as fast as the damn tornado. Yep. And that sucker is just moving powerfully. And you're asleep in your bed. But let's keep it real. The tornado is loud as hell. It's loud, like it's as loud as like a train. So that definitely, yeah, it's windy outside. So like it's loud as hell. So that comes through. You know, you didn't sleep through that. You was awake, and you could hear it. You probably saw it. And that sucker just started ripping through people, man. 70 people dead. 70 people dead from a tornado last night. 70. A couple days ago, I forgot how many, but people died from the volcano that erupted. I forgot what country. But the scripture says, will the Most High destroy the wicked with the righteous, right? If you die from a tornado, the scripture, it tells you in Exodus that if the earth swallows you up, and you don't die a common way, that's how you know the hand of the Lord was there. It's not common to die from a tornado. It's not. It's not common to die from like a volcano eruption. It's not. So the Most High, see, look, 2 people died here in Arkansas, 5 tornadoes. Damn. So the Most High, man. So Abraham is asking him, listen, are you going to destroy the wicked with the righteous? Let's read on. Read down.
And the righteous should be as the wicked. They be far from thee. Should not the judge of all the earth do right? Yeah,
the Most High is not going to judge the righteous like how he judges the wicked. Read on.
The Lord said, if I find in Sodom 50 righteous within the city, then I will spare all the place for their sakes.
Go ahead.
And Abraham had answered and said, behold now, I have taken upon me to speak unto the Lord, which am but dust and ashes.
Now, I'll show y'all something cold. Because this is a very good story too, right? You see how Abraham came at Yahushua? He was like, listen, I'm going to speak. I'm just dust and ashes, but I'm going to speak. And what did he do? He pretty much asked him the same question, just in a different way, right? With a different amount of people. And he does that all the way to verse 33. Now, why am I pointing this out? Well, you ever been told something? You ever been told to do something? Like, say Ramiro tells me to do something, right? And I'm like, about to do it. For some reason, I forgot what it was that he told me to do or exactly how he wanted me to do it. I can go back to Ramiro and be like, hey, what did you want me to do again? And then he'll be like, oh yeah, such and such and such and such. And I go back to go do it. And I'm like, oh crap, I forgot again. Now the scripture does say be not a forgetful hearer, right?
Right.
But it's like, if I go back to the middle, this will be his third time telling me, right? So how do you approach? Ain't you supposed to be like, come humbly like, listen man, I know I messed up.
Yeah.
I got a lot going on. What did you say again? Listen, I know I'm messing up, but what did you say again? And then he'll answer again. He'll let you know again, right?
Right.
Now, when you look at this, Abraham is pretty much asking the same question, but every time he asked, he came with humility. Why am I bringing this out? Well, you'll have sisters that go to their husbands, and there's times when they're gonna ask them something, and it's like the humility part is missing.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Or not even like asking, like just anything. Like the humility part, it's like you don't know how, it's like sometimes they don't know how to ask. They know that this question needs to ask, but they don't know how to ask in a humble way.
Right.
They'll ask in like a smart way. Like knowing that you didn't do something, right? They'll know that you ain't do it, but they'll be like, did you do it? Knowing that you didn't do it. But it's like their way of like reminding you. Well, nah, it's like all you have to do is come in a humble way. You see Abraham doing it, and you see Judah doing it right here, back in the reading of Genesis 44, verse 18. You can pick up at 19. We'll read on. Uh-huh.
Verse 19.
Mm-hmm.
My Lord asked his servant, saying, have ye a father or a brother?
Go ahead.
And we said unto my Lord, we have a father, an old man, and a child of his old age, a little one, and his brother is dead, and he alone is left of his mother, and his father loveth him.
So Judah is letting Joseph know. He doesn't know it's Joseph, but he's letting him know, yes. What is Joseph doing here? Joseph is inquiring to see what's going on before revealing himself. And there's a reason, I'm not going to give it away yet, but there's a reason why Joseph is moving this way.
Yeah.
Because when you read the story, you'd be like, damn, why didn't he just tell him, like, as soon as he saw him, like, hey, I'm Joseph, y'all. Remember me? He didn't do that, but what did he do? He came in this little, he moved in this, it says, wise as serpents, but harmless as doves. He moved in this very wise way with his brethren, and there's a reason why. So what he's doing right here is, he's just inquiring, is my father alive? Because shoot, y'all killed me. Y'all are able to kill anybody.
Yeah.
Is my father alive? You're like, yeah, he's alive. He's an old man. And we had a younger brother. Our younger brother, he's alive too. Oh, so you didn't? So father had another son. Damn. Y'all didn't kill him though. Okay, all right. And yeah, we had another brother, but our brother is dead. Yeah. So he's getting that information out of them. Go ahead.
Verse 21. And thou said unto thy servant, bring him down unto me, that I may set my eyes upon him. And we said unto my Lord, the lad cannot leave his father, for if he should leave his father would die. And thou saidest unto thy servant, except your youngest brother come down with you, ye shall see my face no more. And it came to pass, when we came up unto thy servant, my father, we told him the words of my Lord.
So why do you think Joseph wanted to see the younger brother so bad, which is Benjamin? Banyamin. Why do you think Joseph, let me see if y'all are thinking about the story. Why do y'all think Joseph was like, bring me the younger brother? Bring the younger brother to me. Why do y'all think? Well, even online, why do you think?
Because he wanted to see if the brothers are still how they were back then. Are they treating them right?
Con. Joseph wanted to see, because what? Joseph was once the younger brother. So Joseph wanted to see, okay, how are you treating, since I'm out the equation, and now Benjamin is here, another younger brother. How are you treating this younger brother? Are y'all still the same
Brute beast.
brute niggas? Or did y'all change? Did y'all learn from y'all's mistake? So he was like, okay, let me bring the younger brother. I want to see him. Let me see how y'all have dealt with him. You see what I'm saying? Why? Because he was once the younger brother.
Yeah.
So what is this showing us? What can we learn from this instance right here? In correlation to today.
You gotta be able to have discernment.
Got to be able to have discernment, but what else? In like real correlation to like what they were dealing with. All right, Elijah, you just did the I believe I can fly. I'll tell you. So, one thing you can learn in this situation is if you have a younger brother or a younger sister, I'm not talking about blood, because we're always going to have newer brothers. We're always going to have newer sisters. You see what I'm saying? That's in the truth. It's showing you that you don't deal with them a certain type of way. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
You don't get jealous. Don't get envious. They're the youngest brother. They're the youngest sister. What does any parent do with a younger brother or a younger sibling?
Kind of spoiled them.
They get spoiled. They're the youngest. What do you do with Aslan? Aslan is the youngest. So guess what? Aslan is the one that kind of needs what? The attention, the love. But then when you look at the story too, Joseph was very righteous.
Yeah.
So his father really loved him. So it shows you a lot in the story, man. Like you don't want to be envious, you don't want to have jealousy, because what jealousy leads you to want to kill somebody.
Yeah. Murderous intent.
Yeah. Jealousy brings all these characteristics out of you, man. These evil characteristics. So it's showing you, man, how to deal with a younger person too. And then in the scriptures it tells you, man, go to 1 Corinthians 4. Go to 1 Corinthians man, where it talks about the body. Oh. Here it is. Go to 1 Corinthians chapter 12. Gotta remember keywords to find it. Go to 1 Corinthians 12 and 22.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 12, verse 22. Nay,
Read verse 20.
verse 20.
Uh-huh.
But now are they many members, yet but one body.
So when you look at these brothers, right, before they sold Joseph, there's a lot of brothers. it was like 11 or 12 of them at the time when Joseph was still there. So there were many brothers. And of course they had the sister Dinah too. They were many brothers, right? And it says, just like here in 1 Corinthians 12 and 20, there are many members but one body. They were many brothers but one family, right?
Okay.
Read down.
And the eye cannot say unto the hand, I have no need of thee.
Go ahead.
Nor again the head to the feet, I have no need of you.
Go ahead.
Nay, much more, those members of the body which seem to be more feeble are necessary.
You see that? So guess what? Everybody is needed. Joseph was the youngest. He seemed more feeble, right? He seemed more feeble. But when you look at the brothers, they looked at him like, man, we don't need you. We don't need you. Our Father shows you more love anyways. But what it's showing you here is like the ones that are more feeble, the ones that you look at like less than or less of, they're very necessary. Very necessary, because the same one that you'll look at as being feeble, they can rise up, like we're reading about here. They can rise up into being a king, a queen, a pharaoh, into an authoritative position. But guess what? All of us that came into the truth, we were all feeble. For those that are a part of a body, when we first came in, we were all feeble. We were all foot soldiers, as you'll call, like being in a gang, right? We all started as foot soldiers, or we all started as troopers. We all started as members. And then we went from members, that's like the most feeblest position, right? You went from a member to a trooper, and then from a trooper to a soldier, and then from a soldier to an officer. And it keeps going up. But when you started, you were feeble, and you were very necessary. You were a very necessary, intricate part to the body. So yes, even though we all start off as members, it's not no, like in the gang term, yeah, you're blessed in. Right? You're blessed in, yes, you are blessed in, but you're blessed, you start off as a member, and when you start off as a member, we all start off as being sick. We all come in having a lot of issues that we gotta work on. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. But you can't look at it like, I'm not necessary. You can't look at it like, oh, people don't have a need of you. Everybody in the body has a need. Listen, the body has to have an asshole. I'm sorry to put it like that, but it's true. Because what happens? Without that, what happens? The waste ain't getting no going away.
You get poisoned.
Huh?
You get poisoned.
You get poisoned. Even your body has to have the things that you're like, man, why do I have armpit hair? I ain't gonna lie, I don't know why we have armpit hair. Why do we have fingernails and toenails? Well, everything works intricately.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? Everything works intricately, but whatever, the Awam always says it, whatever position you're at, you better be the best you can be. Be the best that you can be. Do your function. Do your duties and do your job, and you will move up. You see what I'm saying? But we all start off, we all come into the truth sick. We all come into the truth dealing with things. We all come into the truth having to be shaped. We still get shaping to this day.
That don't stop.
To this day, we still get shaping. We still get shaping. You know, for me, I look at myself, and I'm able to just judge myself a little bit better now being in the truth. I don't have to be told too much now. It still happens. I still get told, but I don't have to be told too much now, things that I have to work on. I'm at like a point now where it's like I can look at it. I can self-diagnose myself. You see what I'm saying? But when I was fresh in the truth, I had to be told everything. That's how it is. Hey, don't do this, don't do that. A lot of us didn't know. We thought we were good. But we had to be told to do this, remove this, get better at this, change this. Why? Because the Most High requires a standard. You can't get mad when you're being told. Because that just means that you don't want to get cleaned up. Which means that you'll stay being a a-hole. You see what I'm saying? So let's go back though. Let's go ahead and go back to Genesis. You know, I was saying something yesterday in class, man. Reading the Torah is very important. Everything that we read about, with the way that they deal in the Torah, when you read the laws and all that, you can see it play out in the Bible. You can see it play out in the Bible, man. So the whole body that we just read about in 1 Corinthians, you can see an instance of it right here. It's beautiful, man. Let's read on. Genesis 44 and 25. Go ahead.
And our father said, go again and buy us a little food. And we said, we cannot go down. If our youngest brother be with us, then we will go down. For we may not see the man's face, except our youngest brother be with us.
Go ahead.
And thy servant, my father, said unto us, ye know that my wife bare me 2 sons. And the one went out for me, and I said, surely he is torn in pieces, and I saw him not sin. And if ye take this also from me, and mischief befall him, ye shall bring down my gray hair with sorrow to the grave.
Now, Man, bro, with what you just read, you know what I thought about? Y'all know how this correlates to us today? Because this happens in our community so much. What is this that we just read? How can you correlate this to today? When he was like, man, you take my son from me, you're going to bring my gray hairs down to the grave. What happens to Israelites a lot today?
Make it kill.
Yeah, shut down the streets. Kill
Nah, I'm talking about the sons. What happens to our sons and daughters today? In this instance. Bruh, you'll have an angry, bitter woman that'll put you on child support and not let you see your kids. You see what I'm saying? So yes, they might not, look, it says, verse 28, and the one went out from me, and I said, surely he is torn in pieces, and I saw him not since. And if you take this also from me, and mischief befall him, you shall bring down my gray hairs with sorrow to the grave. How many brothers, man, is dealing with this right here? We're like, yeah, you know your kids ain't dead, but it's like they are dead. Why? Because the mother that you had, your mother that you had this child with, or the mother that you had this child with, has an issue with you, and of course the law is on her side, and she has this issue with you, and she makes you not see your kid. She makes it so that you cannot see your kid. And then you sitting there like, damn, like I gotta pay this child support, and I can't even see my child ever, or barely get to see my child. And the child is there with the disgruntled mom, and she just pumps into the child's head that the father's messed up. He's messed up, he's messed up, he's messed up. And then this child grows up thinking that, man, my dad never liked me. He was never there for me when he wanted to be there for you. But a lot of the times the mom just killed it. Just killed it for him. Or it's like, yeah, he definitely wanted to be there with you. He definitely wanted to see you. He definitely wanted to spend time with you. But then the mom then pumps so much madness into your head that you start treating him the same way the mom treated you. So he's like, damn, well, both of y'all are against me. You see what I'm saying? But this happens, man. It's yeah. But it shows you what happens to that man. That man becomes sorrowful. Why? Because this is a seed. This is a seed. And like you said, they get locked away. Some kids get locked away, you can't see them. Some kids get shot down, you can't see them. Some kids get lost to the system, you can't see them. But what it's showing you is that when a man like Jacob, like his life literally hung on his children. He already lost one, and if he lost this other one, it was like, it's over. It would have been such of a pain that he would have just died. You see what I'm saying? But it's showing you, man, that our men, our lives is our children. Our children is our lives. We love our children as Israelite men. You know? So let's read on in Genesis.
Verse 30.
Uh-huh.
Now therefore, when I come to thy servant, my father, and the lad be not with us, seeing that his life is bound up in the lad's life, it shall come to pass, when he sees that the lad is not with us, that he will die. And thy servant shall bring down the gray hairs of thy servant our father with sorrow to the grave.
Y'all see this? It's a cold scripture, man. It says that his life, verse 30, it says that his life is bound up in the lad's life. Lad is just a child. In the Bible, in Hebrew, Yalad is children, or yes. No, Yalad is child. So it don't matter, son or daughter. As a man, your life is bound up. It's bound with your child's life. It's always like that. Think about losing your kid. If you was to lose your little baby, man, that'll hurt. That'll hurt. Some men don't recover from it. Some mothers don't recover from it. You know? But it's showing you, man. It's showing you how we used to deal back then. How much we loved our kids. back then, where our own lives is bound up with this child's life. Go ahead.
Verse 32.
Uh-huh.
For thy servant became surety for the lad unto my father, saying, if I bring him not unto thee, then I shall bear the blame to my father forever.
And then Judah is like, man, I put my life in place for the lad. I'm the one that took the burden. You see that? Now, if you remember, I know we didn't read it, but what did Judah do? Back in the time when they was about to sell Joseph. What did Judah do?
He stepped in and said, look, let's not kill him. Let's put him in this hole. Let's get him sold. Let's put him down in this well and have him sold. So let's spare his life.
Spare his life. So they was about to kill him. What's up?
So you know how Quasi always talks about the chronological Bible and it shows like definitions of people. There's a definition for Judah. It says Judah was a natural leader, outspoken and decisive, thought clearly and took action in high pressure situations, was willing to stand by his word and put himself on the line when necessary.
Yeah, and they got that from this, but I'm gonna show you something. He was still wicked as hell.
He was still wicked.
He was still wicked as hell because why? Because when all the other brothers wanted to kill him, he could have just been like, nah, we're not. He's our own brother. Let's not kill him.
Yep.
Let's not kill him. No, let's not sell him into slavery. Y'all are tripping.
Yep.
Remember Abraham. Remember Isaac. Remember how our forefathers dealt. Remember Noah. Remember Enoch. Remember Eber. Judah could have did all that, but what did he say? Man, let's not kill him.
Let's just sell him.
Let's sell him.
Let's get some money out of him.
But you see him coming back here, and he's coming back here, and he's like, you know, I'm going to be the one that bears the blame. So what does that show to Joseph? Well, Judah learned his lesson. You see what I'm saying? Yes, they sold me. Judah was the one that came up with the idea to sell me, but at least he's not the same brother. The fact that he's bearing the burden for the younger brother shows me that he's learned. So Joseph is like, damn, this brother changed. He changed. He grew up. He matured. You see what I'm saying? Read on.
Verse 33.
Uh-huh.
Now therefore, I pray thee,
Go ahead.
let thy servant abide instead of the lad, a bondman to my Lord.
Go ahead.
And let the lad go up with his brethren.
Uh-huh.
For how shall I go up to my father, and the lad be not with me? Let peradventure I see the evil that shall come on my father.
Yeah, because he saw the evil before. He saw that before when they told when they told Jacob that Joseph was gone, and Jacob thought that Joseph was dead. He saw what that did to his father. So with his father being old, he knows that if he was to go back and tell that to Jacob again, that would have been it for Jacob. You was gonna say something?
No.
Oh, so yeah, man. Listen, story's dope, man. It's a very dope story, man. Very dope story. Let's go to what's up.
You know, I was posing a question in my mind. The question I was posing in my mind is like, why is this happening like this? Why is my thoughts was like, why is Judah just vomiting out all this information? Probably this whole time before they went up to Egypt. Why? We probably never talked about Joseph being sold into slavery or Joseph being killed or something like that. That's how he brought it out.
Yeah.
But the way you're explaining it, how Judah grew, et cetera, it definitely answered my question. So, you know, even in that, it gave me more edification and understanding like what was really going on at this moment. You know, I was like, bruh.
Yeah, it's not. Oh,
you know,
go ahead.
The thing about it too is like, okay, in a criminal mindset, right? Not a criminal. I mean, Hebrew is like, FYI, right? But deny. I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
He could have went that route, but he didn't. And like you said, it shows the maturity of this man.
Yeah, it shows the growth, man. And it shows, again, not to give it away, but you see the way Joseph moved. Joseph was getting all this information out of them before he revealed himself.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? You got to see that at certain times, you got to move the same way.
Yeah.
It's like spying out the land. You know what I'm saying? Before you reveal, you go and you spy out the land. Okay, I'm coming for this. Let me go and spy it out. Let me see what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And that's what Joseph is doing right now. What's up?
Joseph is such a dope person to think about, just because this is how he's dealing with his brothers, right?
Yeah.
But this is how he dealt everywhere he went.
Right.
He dealt with this level of intelligence, right? That's why he was able to, in any situation, go from the bottom to being at the top.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
And so glad you said that, because it's let's go to Ecclesiastes real quick. Ecclesiastes.
It's hard, man. Right there, Ecclesiastes.
No, go to Philippians. Go to Philippians 4 and 12. Yeah, everybody died from that tornado. I just got a little thing. 50. I saw something else where it was 70. You got Philippians 4 and 12? Read that.
Philippians chapter 4 and verse 12.
Actually, don't read that. But I'm going to have you read that. Just let me catch up. I want to see something real quick. Okay, all right, perfect. Perfect. That's what we're going to do. You're going to start at verse 11, but before you start at verse 11, you're going to go to Ecclesiastes chapter 2. Well, somebody go to Ecclesiastes chapter 2. It don't matter who goes to Ecclesiastes chapter 2, but somebody's going to go to Ecclesiastes chapter 2. Now, you're going to start at verse 1 in Ecclesiastes chapter 2. Go ahead.
The book of Ecclesiastes chapter 2 and verse 1.
Read on.
My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation.
So guess what, y'all? We hit it all the time. You come to serve the Lord, prepare your soul for temptation. You know how, like, let's take it back. Let's go into like the little time machine and go back to right before you found the truth, or when you did find the truth, right? You found this truth. You was like, damn, I've been looking for this my whole life. My whole life, man, I've been looking for this. And I found it. I found exactly what I was looking for. That was me. I didn't even know I was looking for something, but I was like, damn, this is it, right? A lot of brothers and sisters can attest that when it clicked, that light switch went off, you was like, damn, this is it. This is why everything. This is the answer for everything. Right? So when that clicked, he was like, man, this is what I've been, this is why this is why that. And then the more you were in the truth, the more questions was answered about life, right? Now, there was something that we have to understand. When that light switch went off and you was like, damn, this was it, then this was something that happened to you. That's why I said the scroll in your mouth was going to be sweet. When you took it and you started eating it, it was sweet. But then when it went to your belly, it became bitter. This is one of the reasons why it became bitter. Read Ecclesiastes chapter 2, verse 1. Yes, sir?
My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation.
You see that? Prepare your soul to be tried. Prepare your soul to be approved. Prepare your soul to go through things. A lot of us don't prepare. A lot of us hear the scripture all the time, and we never prepare. We understand that we're in a spiritual war, and we do not prepare. You leave the house, go to war. Oh, man, I left my gun, but it's all good. You going to war. How you going to shoot?
Got these hands.
I left the gun. It's all good. I left my boots. I left my helmet. It's all good. We don't prepare, man. Mentally, we do not prepare for the things that the Most High is going to do or has in store. The temptation. We don't prepare our soul for the fact that the Most High is going to prove us and put us through a lot of different things, man. You see what I'm saying? So let me ask y'all a question. Just in the story that we're reading right now, for those online and those in class, I got a great question to ask y'all. Imagine if, right, brothers and sisters, imagine if you were Joseph in this situation where you're the youngest brother and you're just trying to do right, or you're the youngest sister and you're just trying to do right. And these dudes is wicked as hell. And you're just trying to do right. Your father trusts you a little bit more than he trusts them because you keep a standard and they don't. And you believe in the Most High, right? Right? And your father's like, hey, go check on them. They always screwing up. They're always up to no good. So go check on them. And then you the youngest brother or the youngest sister, always want to be around your older brothers and your older sisters, like it usually is, right? And always want to hang out with them, do whatever it is that they're doing. And you going to go see them with good intentions.
Right.
And then you get to them and they're like,
Yeah.
not saying that they did that in the scriptures,
Right.
but they bound you up, they dig a hole and throw you in there. Mm-hmm. While you're in this hole, you looking up like, bro, what the hell? Mm-hmm. Y'all supposed to be my older brothers and my older sisters. What are y'all doing? Why are y'all doing me like this? Mm-hmm. Most High, why are you doing me like this? And then they sell you into slavery. You sitting there in the hole and they contemplating about killing you, and you're like, what did I do to deserve this?
Yeah.
Right?
Golly.
Just think about it. And you're like, man, what did I do to deserve this? And then they're like, finally, they're like, you know what? We're not gonna kill him. And you're like, okay, well, I can breathe. They're not gonna kill me. But then they're like, yeah, we're gonna sell you to an Ishmaelite. You're like, damn, an Ishmaelite?
Damn.
A cat that worships a different God for 365 days, a different God for every day. Damn, you gonna sell me to that? Damn, that's messed up. That's cold. And then they buy you and then they sell you to some Egyptians, even worse. And now you go into the land of Egypt and you're a slave in Egypt. But your own brothers, your own sisters did that to you. Of course, sisters didn't do it. I'm just using it as an example, right?
Yeah.
But you've been living righteously and carrying yourself for the standard. What would you do? What would you think about?
Man.
How would you feel? A lot of us would be like, come on, man, straight revenge. Straight revenge, man. Wait till I see you again. It's on sight.
It's on sight.
It's on sight when I see you again, right? But it shows you the level of a standard, and the level of integrity and the level of humility and the level of faith that Joseph rolled in, man. It shows you. Put yourself in his shoes. Put yourself in his shoes. It shows you that his whole life coming up, even after he was in jail, he was done wrong in jail, man.
Yeah.
After he was falsely accused, he becomes a servant to this guy, and the guy loves him because he's a good servant, and his wife is feeling him, and the wife wants to commit adultery with him, and he's like, la.
He fled.
Then the wife was like, oh yeah, he committed adultery with him. He's like, no, I didn't. Now he's in jail again for something that he didn't do. It's like, what the hell, man? I can't catch a break. I can't catch a break. Imagine how Joseph was feeling, man. Like, my whole life has just been, why did you even create me? Joseph literally could have been thinking all these things, man. Like, you created me. My brothers hated me, but I showed them nothing but love. They wanted to kill me, but they ended up selling me into slavery. I go to slavery here in Egypt. I try to be the best servant that I can be in the position that you have me in. And now this guy's wife tries to sleep with me. I follow your laws, and you still have me thrown in jail. And now I'm in jail, and this guy is about to get free, and I tell him, remember me. And he doesn't. And years passed, and finally he remembers me. Years. Now he's about to get free. You get your hopes up. Man, he about to get free, and you gonna go and you gonna speak of me. You gonna speak of me, right? You gonna get me out. Oh, I'm about to get out. Years pass and you don't.
Patience.
You know what I'm saying? Years pass and he doesn't get out. And then he finally gets out. Right? Put yourself in that predicament. Put yourself in that predicament, man. That was a predicament that Joseph was in, but look at how he carried himself. I can't think of, man, without this truth and without this word, I feel like I possibly can do that. But without this word, I have no idea. But now the word gives you an understanding, man, of what the Most High does. He never lost his integrity and faith in the Most High. And there's a reason why. You had your hand up.
Well, you said it. He never lost his integrity. And the integrity to stay mature and keep that good report. Because right after he got out of prison, right, Pharaoh set him up.
Mm-hmm.
Pharaoh set him up to the highest level under him.
God.
All in all, just to maintain that integrity, as you said, and with the good report. Like, and I'm thinking of when Moses assigned his officers and everything like that. How did he assign officers if he didn't know the person? You know what I'm saying, particularly.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good report. So even for Pharaoh to entrust him and just speaking on this man himself, Joseph, and embodying that spirit of this man for ourselves today is like, damn, this dude literally, how you just went through the whole thing like, damn, I got sold, I got picked on, damn heathens, right, thrown in jail, years passed by, and he maintained his good report. Like, how did they remember this? I mean, the guy remembered, what was it, Butler?
The Butler,
right?
yeah.
The Butler remembered Joseph, but after a long time, like,
Yeah.
how did they know that Joseph was still in prison and not died? Well, because the prison was thriving.
Yeah,
You know
it
what
was
I mean? 'Cause the
popping
good
in
report of the prison.
And you know it's cold too, man. It shows you, man. Bro, it just shows you Joseph's patience, bro.
God.
It just shows you the patience, man. Like, it's what S.O.W said. He never took it personal. He always understood that it was all in the hands of the Most High. He never blamed man. He never did that, man. He never blamed anybody. He ain't blame his brothers.
Yeah, he didn't blame his brothers.
He didn't blame the Ishmaelite that sold him to the Egyptians. He didn't blame the woman. He didn't blame, when he was in jail, he didn't blame that guy. He understood, like S.O.W put, man's goings are of the Proverbs 20 and 24. Man's goings are of the Lord. How can a man then understand his own way? That's a question right at the end. How can a man understand his own way? You're not going to understand your way. You're not going to understand until you're like whatever path the Most High is taking you through. You're not going to understand until you get to a certain point. And then when you get to that certain point, you're going to be like, damn, this is why the Most High did this, which I'm going to go into. But first, somebody go to Exodus real quick. All these scriptures, hold Ecclesiastes, and then somebody go to Ezra. Exodus. Go to Exodus. Let me find it. I think it's in chapter 20. Yeah, he didn't leave the situation. He didn't let the situation determine his character. Very important. Very, very important, man. I got to get the scripture in Exodus, man. I'm gonna show you something. Damn it! I know where it's at. I just gotta find it. Give me 1 second. 1 second. Where it talks about. Oh, found it. Go to Exodus chapter 16 and verse 7.
God.
Go to Exodus chapter 16 verse 7.
Exodus chapter 16 verse 7.
Bring that out.
And in the morning then ye shall see the glory of the Lord.
See, there's one thing that Joseph understood, which is why Joseph didn't blame anybody. You know, that's one problem that we have in the truth. And think about it, not just in the truth, it's human nature. It's human nature. From the very first, right, Adam and Eve, the first story that we read about. Most High told them to do something, they didn't do it. Ooh. The Most High goes straight to Adam, right? I told you don't do this. Why did you do it? What did Adam do? He did what?
Blame Eve.
He blamed Eve, right? Blamed Eve. Well, you screwed up. Most High came to you. Didn't the Most High didn't know Eve screwed up? You think he didn't know she did it? He already knew that she did it. But he's going to you as a man. Why? Because you're the man. You're the man. I ain't worried about her. I'm going to deal with her. But why did you do it? As the man. It's just like a child. You go to the child, and the youngest child coerces the oldest child into doing something. You go to the oldest child. The oldest child will do what? Well, he told me to do it. I don't give a damn if he told you to do it. You're the oldest child. What do? We pass the blame. So Adam passed the blame to Eve. Most High is like, oh, I'm still deal with you. Eve, why did you do it? Well, the serpent beguiled me. The serpent beguiled me into doing it. Again, I told you not to do it. I don't give a damn who beguiled you. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Pass the blame again, right? It's been in our nature since we were humans. Since the Most High created us. We were the first. In the first story that we read, you could see that was one of the biggest. First of all, we rebelled against the Most High, and then when the Most High came to check us, we couldn't. No, it's not my fault. I didn't do it.
No accountability.
No accountability. You see what I'm saying? So that's been in us from the beginning. So now, when you read this Exodus 16 and 7, it says read it from the top.
And in the morning, then you shall see the glory of the Lord.
See, we forget. We passing blame to other people. We complaining to other people about the situation, but we forget that the fact that you see the morning, the fact that you wake up, that's all the Most High. The fact that you wake up, the fact that you see the sun and the light, it's all the Most High. So before you blame somebody for your predicament, or you complain about your predicament, or whatever state that the Most High has you in, you have to remember that the Most High controls all. So when you wake up in the morning and you see that sunlight, and you see that, oh crap, you wake up, I'm not dead. You've gotten grace, and you get to see that glory of the Most High. You get to see His creation. You get to see life and experience life. You forget that it's all the Most High. Read on.
For that He heareth your murmurings against the Lord.
Yeah. When you murmur and you complain and you blame and you pass the buck, you forget that it's not man. It's never man. You doing that to the Most High. He hears your murmurings and your complainings. This is another thing that we deal with as Israelites. Because what the hell did we do when we were in the wilderness the whole damn time? Complain, murmur, blame. Who do we blame? Moses. Moses.
Bro, I was out here to die.
Bro, I was happy. It's like, can y'all even fathom it? Man, Yahweh Shai, man, you took me out of America, man. I was happy picking cotton. I was happy picking that cotton.
The leaks.
You know what I'm saying? Does that even make sense? I was happy making that minimum wage job. I was happy. I was like, you brought us out here to die, Yahweh Shai. Right? You can't even fathom it. But this is what we did. We murmured, we complained. Right? Read on.
And what are we? That ye murmur against us.
Understand, when you murmur, when you complain, when you pass the buck, when you can't take blame, you're never doing that towards man. You're doing that towards the Most High.
God.
When you complain and murmur about your husband, It's like you complaining and murmuring against the Most High. Kids, when you complain and murmur against your parents, it's like you're doing that to the Most High. You pass the blame. It's my parents' fault. It's my husband's fault. It's the brother's fault. Right? It's like you're doing it to the Most High. Because guess what? What are we that you murmur against us? What is your husband that you murmur against him? What is your parents that you murmur against them? We're just man, and man is not perfect. You see that? You see that? So you can read verse 8.
And Moses said, this shall be, when the Lord shall give you in the evening flesh to eat, and in the morning bread to the full.
Because guess what? The Most High is the one that makes you eat anyways, or makes it possible for you to be able to eat and be able to for you to move. Because just like I was saying earlier in the class, you could have been one of those ones that got killed by a tornado. Those are just the ones that died. What about the ones that got paralyzed? What about the ones that got seriously hurt? Demaryius Thomas, right? The football player, age 33. This guy is a football player. Imagine the shape that he's in. Got into a car accident, non-stop seizures, couldn't stop having seizures, just died. You understand that it's the Most High that gives you life and makes it where you can eat. Just like Demaryius Thomas, right? The Most High is the one that made it where he could play football. But just like that, he'd take it too.
Yeah.
So whenever you complain, whenever you murmur, whenever you pass the blame, you got to understand, man, who you're doing that to and against. You're doing it, you're not complaining about, man, if I sit here, if I'm in the truth, like, if I'm in the truth and I'm not growing, I can never blame Kawtazak, Kazak, Zion, Tahawam. I'm not blaming them. Any of the brothers in San Antonio, brothers I cannot blame any of them. I can only blame myself. I can only blame myself. You see what I'm saying? For my situation that I'm in. And understand that the Most High, he is the one that controls all. The fact that I can eat, the fact that brothers and sisters have jobs is all the Most High. He's the one that gives you the flesh. Read on.
For that the Lord heareth your murmurings, which ye murmur against him.
But when you read, did they ever say, man, Yahweh Shai, you brought us here to die? No, it was always Moses, Aaron. That's who they blamed. But who were they blaming?
Most High.
They were probably like, wait, we never said the Most High's name, Moses and Aaron. We never said the Lord's name. The brother in the chariot right there, we never said his name. We said y'all. We said y'all did it. And you know what's crazy? Even in this Adam and Eve story, he blamed the Most High too. I forgot that.
Yeah, he did.
Because he said, the woman that you gave me.
Yeah,
The woman that you gave me, Lord. It's your fault. You gave me her. You gave me her. Right? We blamed. So it says you murmur and you complain. It's against the Most High. Go ahead.
And what are we? Your murmurings are not against us, but against the Lord.
You see that? So guess what? Taking it back to the story. If Joseph was to ever murmur or complain, of course the thoughts hit him. He's human.
Right.
But if he was to ever get into that mode of murmuring and complaining, then guess what he would have did? Even though he would have been like, man, this is my brother's fault. Whose fault was it, really? It's not against your brothers. Man's goings is of the Lord. You're complaining now and blaming the Most High. You know why? Because we never understand our way, like the scripture says.
Yeah.
We never understand what it is that the Most High is doing. There's a reason why the Most High had Joseph go through all that.
Yep.
And to take it back now to Ecclesiastes chapter 2. So we sit here and we murmur and we complain about what the Most High has us doing or where he has us, and we blame other people for our stuff. Like Israel, like I know we go out and we street speak and the white man did this, the white man did that. Did the white man really do anything? No. Our forefathers put us in a predicament where the white man could do that. The Most High knew that the white man was going to do that. He knew that, but we put ourselves in the predicament where that happened. We can't blame Esau anymore. We got to blame ourselves. You see what I'm saying? Can't blame him anymore. Yeah, we might blame him when we're in the streets to get somebody's attention, but we understand now, being in the truth, we can't blame him anymore. So, again, read Ecclesiastes chapter 2, verse 1, because this is what we'll do too. We'll blame them. We'll blame everybody for this because we don't understand. Read.
It's the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 2 and verse 1.
Go ahead.
My son, if thou come to serve the Lord.
So understand, everybody, brothers and sisters, when you come to serve the Lord, ain't no complaining, ain't no murmuring, ain't no blaming. You can't. Go ahead.
Prepare thy soul for temptation.
Because I've never seen anybody like happy as hell, partying. Yes, ice cream is really good. And then you sitting there blaming and complaining and murmuring about the party, even though you're having a great time, right? You're having an absolute, you're on vacation at the beach, enjoying yourself, right? Off day from work. And you're like just complaining and murmuring and blaming. Like nobody does that. Why? Because you're happy. But when those temptations come, when it gets real, when it gets hard, when situations arise, then that's when the complaining and the murmuring and the blaming comes into effect. But we got to understand, it can't be no complaining. It can't be no murmuring. It can't be no blaming. Why? Because you got to understand what it is that the Most High is doing. There's a reason. There's a reason for the temptation. There's a reason why, if you come to serve the Lord, you got to prepare your soul for temptation. Because the Most High just ain't going to accept anything. And if the Most High has plans for you, then the Most High got to at least put you through certain arenas so that you can be ready for the plans that the Most High has for you. The Most High wants you to be a Navy SEAL. Well, guess what? You're going to have to go through some rigorous, hard training to make it to be a Navy SEAL. Do you see what I'm saying? And while you're going through this rigorous, hard training where you're damn near dying, right? When you're going through all that, you're like, damn, this sucks. This sucks. But at the end of it all, you're able to see, like, damn, I see how this helped me. You see what I'm saying? So the temptations that the Most High puts you through is to benefit you. So when you look at Joseph, and it's like, damn, you sold me into slavery. There was a lesson to be learned from that. Why? Because the Most High always had plans for Joseph to be in a position of power. The Most High always had plans for us to bring down Egypt. And it started with Joseph. It started with rising up Joseph to run Egypt. Most High had plans to save us. Most High was going to put this famine in the whole land and wipe out a lot of nations, but Most High was going to preserve us. And it started with having, and it was going to work with having Joseph run Egypt. So guess what? I want Joseph to run Egypt. There's certain qualities that Joseph is going to have to learn in being a leader and being a ruler. And it's going to start with having compassion and forgiveness. You see what I'm saying? And having patience to your own brothers that sold you into slavery, that wanted you dead. You see what I'm saying? There was a lot to be learned when he got sold. There was a lot to be learned when he was in jail. But see, we won't learn nothing when we're complaining and murmuring and blaming other people. But when the Most High has you in these positions, instead of complaining, murmuring, and blaming other people, you have to sit back and look and see, man, what is the Most High doing? You know what? I don't know what he's doing. But let me go through it, hold my integrity so I can learn. Because that means that the Most High has something great planned for me, like it says in Jeremiah, right? So these temptations in Ecclesiastes chapter 2, verse 1 that the Most High has you going through, it's for a reason. It's for a reason. It's to make you better. The Most High has plans for you. The Usher song. I've been making plans for you. Well, what is it? Usher and Wale? Yeah, I can't sing, y'all. Obviously, y'all can see that. But read down in Ecclesiastes.
Verse 2. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure.
So when you're going through these temptations, this is what Joseph did. Set your mind aright. First things first. Why? Because it's very easy. Go to jail for something I didn't do. Oh my God. You know what I was watching yesterday? I was watching the Hood Olympics. That's why I was in the house laughing. But I was watching the Hood Olympics, RDC World.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
He had, y'all gotta watch it. It's funny as hell. So he had the Hood Olympics, right? It's a little funny comedy thing on YouTube. So he had it where the first one was a drive-by.
Yeah.
So it's like he was sitting there having a drive-by and narrating it. So yeah, that's a goal. Yeah, he didn't miss not one shot. He spun the block, right? So anyways, on the Hood Olympics, they had a part where they had the snitching. So you couldn't snitch.
Yeah.
So like, you know, they all start off good, and then the guy's like, the prosecutor's like, you got 10 years. You want to do 10, 15 years? And it was like, he just starts singing, right? He starts snitching. But I sit here and I think about it. I'm like, when I was watching, I was just thinking like, damn, man. What if, because this happens to Israelites all the time.
Yeah.
What if you get falsely accused and you're facing your whole life or time in jail over something that you didn't do? Where's your mind gonna be at when you're sitting there in that chair and they're like, you did it, bro, we got you on film, and you're like, I was at home playing 2K. I was at home chilling, I was at work. And they're like, no, you did it. And then you sit in that court and then they're like, we found you guilty, you about to do 25. Where's your mind gonna be at? The scripture is showing you when temptation comes, verse 2, the first thing, set your heart aright. Set your mind aright. Why? Because once your mind leaves, that's it, you left.
Yeah.
You left. We've been watching some fights, right? And one thing that we were talking about was when your mind leaves as a fighter, as a boxer, when your mind goes, you're gone too.
Yeah.
When you get too emotional in the fight, you're done. You're done. So what you have to see is that in these temptations, when the situations pop up, the first thing you got to do is breathe. And in that breathing, you got to set your mind right. Because if your mind leaves, then the complaining, the murmuring, and the blaming, all that is going to come in. And then you know what's going to happen? You're going to sit there having conversations with yourself. You're going to sit there, man, Kim, Kurt, everybody, screw everybody, this, them, all this. You start having a whole dramatized scene playing out in your mind because of the temptation. Start making rash decisions. So the scripture is showing you, man, the first thing that you got to do is set your heart or set your mind right. Read on.
Constantly endure. So guess what? As things keep happening, oh yeah, we can definitely turn that AC down. My fingers.
Starting to get a little chilly.
Yeah, my fingers is a little numb. So we constantly endure. Why? Because it's not just going to be one thing. It's not just going to be two things.
On what?
What is it on right now?
I put it on 73. It's on 70 right now.
Yeah, it's put on 73. It was hot in here at first. Quatazop would not be liking that. Quatazop, if you're still watching, it was on 70. So you got to constantly endure. Why? Because things is constantly going to be happening, which means that you're constantly going to have to set your heart right. Read down.
And make not haste in time of trouble.
Yeah, and don't get hasty. Don't get hasty in these times of trouble, man, and make rash decisions and rash moves and speak rash things. Go ahead.
Cleave unto him.
Uh-huh.
And depart not away.
Yeah, keep holding on, man. That's all you can do. In certain situations, we got to see, man, what can you do? Nothing. The only thing that you can do is let something play out. Let the Most High make the situation play out and just cleave onto him, cleave onto his ways and his doings. And let's watch the Most High do his thing. Most High loves having people in that, and he loves having us in this predicament where it's like, the only thing I can do is just trust in him. Read on.
That thou mayest be increased at thy last end.
That thou mayest what?
Be increased at thy last end.
You see that? And it's showing you. It's showing you what it's all about, man. It's about you getting an increase. So this whole situation that Joseph was going through was all about him being able to get an increase. So when you're in certain positions, it's all about you being able to get an increase. You see what I'm saying? Some type of blessing. The blessing might not be money, it might not be cars, but majority of the times it's not, just letting everybody know. But it's going to be a spiritual blessing. You see what I'm saying? Read down.
Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully.
Yeah, take it cheerfully. That's where the mind got to be at. Take it cheerfully. Why? Because at least now you know that the Most High is dealing with you. You know, I always say it, man. Something will happen, and then if something else happens directly in that same situation, then I'm like, Most High is with me. Most High is doing something. His hands is at work. So I just do what I can do and let the Most High do his thing. So we got to take it cheerfully. Why? Because you got to understand that the Most High is the one that's doing this. You will not take it cheerfully if you've lost faith, if you lost the weight, if you forgot about it. Read on.
And be patient when thou art changed to a low estate.
So the scripture says to be patient when you're changed to a low estate, right? There's a reason why. Same page, go to Ecclesiastes 1 and 23.
Ecclesiastes chapter 1 verse 23. A patient man will bear for a time, and afterward joy shall spring up unto him.
Yeah, because whenever you got to be patient, it's always, you're going to be patient your whole life, of course. But you got to, in certain situations, you just got to be patient for a certain time. And I'm not telling you, I'm not like, what I mean by that is like, you're not going to be like, bro, you got till 5 o'clock. You got till 5 o'clock, you hear me? You got till, Family Guy. But it's not you that puts the time limit, it's the Most High that puts the time limit. So you got to be patient for that time limit that the Most High puts. And afterwards, joy will spring up onto you. Afterwards, you'll get the increase. And that's what happened with Joseph. He was patient for that time. You see what I'm saying? But what we got to see is, in these situations, it's always something to be learned. Most High is building you for something. So now, we could drop all that. You was holding that Philippians. Go to Philippians.
Philippians chapter 4 and verse 11.
Uh-huh.
Not that I speak in respect of want,
Uh-huh.
for I have learned in whatsoever state I am, therewith to be content. Verse 12. I know.
Oh. Yeah, so in whatever state that we're in, you got to be content, right? There's a reason why. Read down.
Verse 12. I know both how to be
Abased.
abased, and I know how to abound.
So, real quick. So, content, right? Content means volume, size, measure. So, it don't matter what size, what measure. It don't matter what the Most High put. If it's a little or a lot, we learn to be okay with it. You see what I'm saying? Why? Because we know that the Most High is the one that's moving. Now it says that, verse 12, read it from the top.
Verse 12.
Uh-huh.
I know both how to be abased.
So, we know how to be abased, right? So if you don't know how to be abased, what is the Most High going to do? He's going to put you in a position where you learn how to be abased. You see what I'm saying? Guess what Joseph ended up having to do when he started ruling Egypt? Joseph knew how to abase. You know what I'm saying? Read on.
And I know how to abound.
So Joseph learned this. You know how to be abased, and he knew how to be abound. So in the times when he was abounding, he stored away. He stored away for the time that he was going to be abased. So brothers and sisters got to see that. The Most High put you in predicaments. If you're in an abasement, there's things for you to learn. If there's things that you lack, then you don't lack them for you don't lack them for no reason. You lack them. The Most High isn't giving it to you or making it happen yet because there's things that you have to learn before you can get it. You see what I'm saying? So if you're in a position of abasement, then guess what? You're learning to abase. You're supposed to be learning all these different qualities so that when he does bring you into a situation where you can abound, you abound the right way. You see what I'm saying? On both levels. Go ahead.
Everywhere and in all things I am instructed both to be full and to be hungry, both to abound and to suffer need.
Yep, read on.
I can do all things through Christ, which strengthens me.
Everybody's favorite scripture, right? Well, one of everybody's favorite scriptures. I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me, right? Nobody ever reads before that. So nobody ever learns, nobody ever knows how to do all things through Christ. It's always I can do all things through Christ. But nobody ever reads before that. Well, it's showing you that you can do all things because you've learned to be abased and you've learned how to be abound. So it doesn't matter what situation that you're in, you've learned how to do both. You've learned how to be both. You've learned how to be content. If I'm in a situation where I'm abased, then guess what? I know that this is an opportunity for me to learn. Because when you're abounding, ain't nobody. It's very hard to. When you're abounding, right? That's why the scripture says it's better to be in the house of the mourning than the house of those that are in joy. Because if you're in the house of mourning, you're more humble. You know what I'm saying? You're ready for the Most High. But when you're in a house of joy, of partying, like it says in Ecclesiastes, you're partying, man. You're not caring. You're not thinking about the Most High. You partying. You happy. You enjoying yourself. But the person that's in mourning, their mind is on the Most High. The person that's abased, their mind is supposed to be on the Most High. But see, the Most High always brings us in a period of abasement so that we can learn to have our minds on the Most High even when he brings us into a position to abound. You see what I'm saying? Because that's what got us. When he gave us everything, when we were abounding, Israel waxed fat and kicked. So we ended up going into slavery, and being conquered. Why? Because we abounded and we forgot about the Most High. You see what I'm saying? That's why this captivity is so long and so harsh. Because we ain't never going to forget. We will never want to be here again. You see what I'm saying? So this is what happened with Joseph. Everything that he was going through, he was learning how to be abased and he was learning how to be abound so that he can make the right decisions and everything. So let's go back to the reading. That's what this whole story was about. We're at Genesis 45 and 1.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Then Joseph could not refrain himself before all them that stood by him, and he cried, because every man should go out from me, and there stood no man with him, while Joseph made himself known unto his brethren.
So you know why he couldn't refrain himself anymore? When Joseph said what he said, when Judah said what he said, then he realized, damn, my brothers changed. They grew up. They're not the same anymore. You know what I'm saying? Everything that he was, all he wanted was love from his brethren. And he's seeing now, damn, they're very sorrowful for what they did. They've been living in sorrow, just like I've been living in sorrow. You know what I'm saying? Just because he was running to Egypt and his life started over and you still don't forget. You know what I'm saying? His life was still incomplete. But life was incomplete. His life was still incomplete. Right? So, when you look at it, this is what he wanted. This is what he was waiting for. This is what he had patience in the Most High for. And it came. It happened. It took years. It took time, but it happened. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Verse 2.
And
he wept aloud, and the Egyptians and the house of Pharaoh heard. And Joseph said unto his brethren, I am Joseph. Does my father yet live? and his brethren could not answer him.
Yeah, because they're like, oh crap. First of all, they're like, oh crap, because it's like this stern man, because he was very stern with them and aggressive with them, right? First of all, this stern and aggressive man that we're scared as hell of. We're scared of him. Golly, man. He just starts crying out of nowhere. It's like, why are you crying? Everybody's like, what the hell are you crying for, man? Oh, man, he not as...
What'd you do, Judah?
Yeah, Judah, you messed up, bro. You just keep messing up.
Killing us all.
Bro, I don't know what's wrong with Judah. He just can't get it right. keep screwing it. Y'all thought he was gonna say something?
Isn't this his first instance that he's actually talking with them? Because he was using an interpreter?
Well, but he understood them.
Yeah, he understood them, but the brothers didn't know that he understood them.
Yeah. So this is like their first time.
They were rapping, and they were like, oh my God, he just peeping game, like,
So when he started, think about it, they're rapping. Judah's like, listen, man, take me, because if we don't do this, Pop's about to die. They feeling a certain type of way. They feeling scared as hell. And he's looking all mean and aggressive. And it's like, bro, just please, just do this. Like, I don't understand why you want him. Just take me.
Yeah.
And then he just starts crying out of nowhere. You're like, why are you crying? I'm supposed to be crying. It's like, why are you crying? Like, what's going on? And then it's like, he starts speaking to you in your language, and it's like, I'm Joseph. I'm the one that you killed. Remember me? And it's like, oh crap. Now you're really scared.
Yeah.
You're like, damn, is this tears of joy? Or is this tears of revenge? Or is this the anger tears? You know how some people cry when they like super mad? And you know that they about to
Haul off.
you know that it's about to be some stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, like, is he crying because he's about to behead us? Yeah, they probably thinking like, damn. Yeah, Benjamin might stay alive. But
And he
we're all
understood this
dead.
whole time.
It's like, damn, Judah.
What's up? This is a perfect example of when people don't think that you know what they're talking about. Ramiro's the perfect example of this because he can speak Spanish and they don't think he can speak Spanish.
They don't know he's Issachar.
They don't know he's Issachar.
They do that double head turn, like they glitch. Like,
Yeah.
you understand what I said, man?
All right, hey, I remember me and Ramiro working. I forgot who it was. Me, you, and somebody else. And this chick, man, she was just going off on her husband. She was like, "Don't talk to me." Remember, we was setting up that table.
Yeah.
And like, they're looking at us like, "Yeah, we dark skinned." She like, "Oh yeah, they don't know." Then Ramiro was like, "Bruh, she was going in." But we're in the house setting up the table, and it's like. It's normal. And then he comes in and he stands next to us. He's not dealing with her. And it's like, why are you here? But then Ramiro was like, yeah, bro. She was like, yeah, it's funny. But yeah, man.
That's great.
So yeah, man, Joseph reveals himself to them, right? And when it's like, verse 3, and Joseph said unto his brethren, I am Joseph, doth my father yet lived? And his brothers could not answer him. Read on.
For they were troubled at his presence.
Yeah, because they didn't know if they didn't know if that was it for them.
Which way comes
They didn't know
down?
if this was death.
God.
So they were very troubled at his presence. Like, oh crap, man, we thought you were dead. That's why
Dang, come on.
I saw a video on World Star. Maybe y'all saw it too. This was in Puerto Rico, where these guys, man, they were just outside at like a bar. This car pulls up, and bullets spray, and 3 of them fell, and one of them went, and started shooting back, and then he got hit, and then he goes back, and he just goes back, and like he falls, and he just lays down where everybody else was laying down at, and I guess they thought it was over. All 3 of them, they got hit, but they were still alive. And even the one that was shooting back, so it was 4 of them in total. And bro, you thought they was leaving because they moved the car? Bro, they came back out and they just finished them. Damn. They finished them. They was laying there. They was trying to play dead, and they just finished them. Like everybody got at least probably like 20 shots. You know. Now, I bring that up because of this. They thought that he was dead. So imagine you killed somebody, right? Or you got rid of somebody, but you thought you did. And then just to come back, and this person that you thought that you killed now has a position of power over you. And you tried to kill him. You tried to get rid of him, but now this person has a position of power over you, and they can kill you. You're completely vulnerable, and they can kill you. So that's why they were like, oh crap. So, you know, it made me think about that video, because I was like, if these guys didn't die, imagine they caught them. It would have been like, oh my God, we thought you were dead. They'll be stuck in speechless too. So, yeah, man, they couldn't say nothing to him because they thought that he was gone. Read verse 4.
Verse 4. And Joseph said unto his brethren, come near to me, I pray you. And they came near, and he said, I am Joseph, your brother, whom ye sold into Egypt.
Yeah, hey. Yeah, I'm the brother. I'm the guy you sold into Egypt.
Putting them on blast.
He wasn't even like really putting them on blast. He was like, I'm Joseph, the one that you sold. Like confirming, like, yeah, it's me. You sold me. Because they didn't tell that to nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody.
You know what I'm saying? There's people out there in the world that knew that Joseph was their brother, but they didn't tell anybody that they sold him, that they got rid of him. They told people that he got ripped up by a beast. So in Joseph, they didn't tell that to nobody. So when this man is literally like, I'm Joseph, if there was any doubt that was left, it was all cleared up when they was like, you sold me into Egypt.
Yep.
Because they didn't tell that to nobody. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Verse 5. Now therefore be not grieved, nor angry with yourself that ye sold me hither.
Yeah, don't be like, oh crap, man, we screwed up. Freaking Judah.
Judah.
Yeah, you did it, bro. Like, Judah, you got us all killed. Yeah, don't be mad at each other. Especially Reuben, because Reuben was like, don't kill him. Reuben was the one that was like, don't kill him. And I know it's not the scriptures, but when you read in the Josephus, it tells you that Reuben had plans to come back and get him. But when he came back, he was like, y'all did what? Pretty much. Because, yeah. So, yeah, man. So, like, come near. Don't be mad. Don't do any of that. Go ahead.
For God did send me before you to preserve life.
You see that? God did send me before you to preserve your life. So Joseph understood what happened. He understood 100% what happened and why he went through everything that he went through. It was Joseph probably understood that he went through everything that he went through when he became second to Pharaoh in Egypt. With great power comes great responsibility. Good movie, Spider-Man, right? But Joseph was probably, when he got that, he was probably like, damn, this is why the Most High put me in all these different situations for me to learn. You see what I'm saying? For me to be ready, because this is what he had planned for me. And then when the brothers came back, this was like the perfect ending. It was like, damn, this is why you wanted me to be ruler over Egypt, because I saved my family, I saved my nation, I preserved the 12 tribes. You see what I'm saying? So he was like, don't be mad at yourself, don't be angry with yourself. The Most High is the one that put me in this predicament. And he made it happen the way it happened to teach y'all a lesson too, because of the way that y'all were rolling. Y'all didn't roll in a pure mind. Y'all didn't roll in a pure heart. Scripture says love. There's 2 commandments, right? Love the Most High, love your brethren with all your heart. And y'all lacked at the loving your brethren. So the Most High had it play out this way so that you can learn to love your brethren. So real quick, go to Jeremiah. Somebody go to Jeremiah. And then we'll read the last verse and then somebody will come up. Somebody find it for I know the thoughts.
Oh, 29:11.
Bam. Yep. Jeremiah 29:11. Somebody read that.
Jeremiah chapter 29, verse 11.
Go ahead.
For I know the thoughts that I think toward you, saith the Lord.
Wait.
Thoughts of peace.
No, I said wait.
Yeah.
My bad. I think this goes into something else too. For they prophesy falsely, I have not sent them. They say the Lord that after 7 years accomplished my knowledge. Okay, yeah, read that.
Jeremiah chapter 29, verse 11. For I know the thoughts that I think toward you, saith the Lord. Thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end.
You see that? So, yes, we're going through hell, right? Just like Joseph went through hell. But the thoughts that the Most High has for us is always thoughts of peace. So even though, yes, we're going through hell, even though, yes, we're in a messed up predicament, we can still, if you still roll with the Most High, the predicament can still be a peaceful predicament. You see what I'm saying? If you roll with the Most High. That's why, even though he got sold into Egypt, his servant treated him good. You see what I'm saying? The person that he was serving treated him good. Why? Because he held his integrity. He held his standard with the Most High. So when the wife came and accused him of adultery, then it's like, damn, I'm about to be thrown in jail. Yeah, well, yeah, you are about to be thrown in jail, but there's something else I want you to learn now. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm doing is I'm removing you from this situation, and you don't even realize that I'm removing you from one situation to the next. You may not like the way you're being removed from the situation, but you got comfortable here. So it's time for me to move you from this situation to something else that's a challenge. You know, sometimes when the Most High is moving us from one situation to another, it doesn't feel good. You know what I'm saying? When he's removing somebody from you, sometimes it doesn't feel good until you get that new person. Or if you're going to a new situation, sometimes it don't feel good until you're in the new situation. Like when you lose a car, we've all lost cars, right? Anybody here lost cars because of, anybody here ever lost like a transmission? Or like your engine blew up from your car and you had to get a new car? Anybody? Lost a car due to mechanic issues? Yeah.
It's the worst.
What happens usually when you're having mechanical issues with the car? You're trying to hold on to that sucker. You're like, man, this car is paid for. I don't feel like paying no damn notes. You know what I'm saying? I keep getting the flat tire. The engine keeps going out. The tranny's messed up. I keep having oil leaks. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the Most High is like, it's time for a new car. Now I'm going to remove this car because you're not. So let me remove this car, and in the midst of you losing the car, you're like, damn, man, this sucks. I don't want to. But then the Most High gives you a new car, and you're like, damn, I'm glad I lost this car. I'm glad I got a new car. You don't even think about the old car. You know what I'm saying? That's how the Most High be moving, man. But he always has thoughts of peace towards us. What's up?
Yesterday I was rapping with Sabbath, and just in that, what you're saying, I told him, like, this current situation that I'm in, or equation, or lesson, I've never been in it, so it feels weird.
Yeah.
I've never ever been in it. Like, you know what's going on, so I'm just like, gotta apply wisdom, I gotta communicate, I gotta really, really feel what's going on and internalize it.
Yep.
And grow from it and mature from it. I mean, I know it's gonna come out good in the end, but it just feels weird. Because I've never been in that situation. I've never had to, in a specific situation, I'd always just dip or something, you know what I mean? Like, I just avoided it.
Yeah.
Now I gotta take it head on. It's like, oh man.
That's how it be. So, hold that Jeremiah, right? The Most High has thoughts of peace towards us, right? Hold that Jeremiah. Somebody give me Psalms chapter 106 and verse 46. Psalms 106 and 46. Because I'm going to show you something. During this time of Jeremiah, we were in captivity in Babylon, right? Mm-hmm. We were in slavery. And the Most High, in this slavery, he was still showing us that he had thoughts of peace towards us and not thoughts of evil to bring us to an expected end, right? So even when we are in these messed up situations, right? Read Psalms 106 and 46.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 106, verse 46.
Go ahead.
He made them also to be pitied of all those that carried them captive.
So, yes, even though we're now captives, right? If you deal right, if you use the Most High's wisdom, you will be pitied by these same people that got you in oppressed state. Most High will have it where they pity you and they still treat you good. Go to 1 Ezra 8 and 80. 1 Ezra 8 and 80. Because you saw it with Joseph. The servant loved him, treated him good. I mean, the guy that he was serving loved him, treated him good. When he went to jail, he rose up in jail. And the wards and the guards in jail loved him. You see what I'm saying? And then when you look at Daniel, when Daniel, Shadrach, when Daniel and the three brothers, even when they were in jail, right? And the king was like, "You gonna eat this?" They still showed them favor and made them eat pulse, or smoothies, or fruits, veggies. You know what I'm saying? So, if you move right in whatever state that you're in, using the Most High, then you will be pitied, and the Most High will always show you favor in whatever state that you're in. Read 1 Ezra 8 and 80.
1 Ezra chapter 8, verse 80.
Go ahead.
Yea, when we were in bondage, we were not forsaken of our Lord.
You see that? You're never forsaken, even though he has you in a messed up situation. You're not forgotten, even though it might feel like you are. You're not. Go ahead.
But he made us gracious before the kings of Persia, so that they gave us food.
Yeah, we still get food. We still get shown favored. Go to Chronicles. Go to 2 Chronicles chapter 30, verse 8. 2 Chronicles chapter 30, verse 8.
Chronicles chapter 30, verse 8.
Go ahead.
Now be ye not stiff-necked, as your fathers were.
Yeah. So now that we're in captivity, now that we have been conquered by the sodomite of all sodomites, right? Esau. Now that we've been conquered by the man that, I don't know, the vilest beast on the earth. I mean, I can go on with him, right? And now that we're conquered by him and in servitude by him, right? Scripture says, be not stiff-necked like our forefathers were. Because that's the stiff-neckedness is what got us in the situation. So, read on.
But yield yourselves unto the Lord.
Yield yourselves unto the Lord. When you yield, what do you do? Like, think about when you drive. When you yield, what do you do?
You're giving up.
Slow down. You slow down, you stop if you need to, but you slow down. You slow down and you look. All right, I can go. You slow down, well, I can't go, let me stop. So he's showing you, yield yourselves unto the Lord. Slow down. Be not hasty. Slow down and think. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And enter into his sanctuary.
Go ahead.
Which he hath sanctified forever.
Go ahead.
And serve the Lord your God.
Go ahead.
That the fierceness of his wrath may turn away from you.
That's what it's about. Read on.
For if you turn again unto the Lord, your brethren and your children shall find compassion before them that led them captive.
You see that? So even though we're in this messed up state, if we turn ourselves, which we're doing now, we shall find compassion before these same people that conquered us. You see what I'm saying? That's the facts. And that's what happened with Joseph. the situations that he was in, he was able to find compassion by all these people because of the way that he dealt. Go ahead.
So that they shall come again into this land.
Yeah, because that's what it's about. We're trying to go back to our land, go back to our families, just like what happened with Joseph. The family ended up coming right back to him. Go ahead.
The Lord, your God, is gracious and merciful, and will not turn away his face from you.
Go ahead.
If ye return unto him.
That's what it's about. So, that's what it's about, man. We trying to turn, we trying to return. Turn back to the Most High and return unto our land. That's what we trying to do. You know what I'm saying? So, we see what Joseph did, man. Joseph is the epitome of all that. He's the epitome. Let's go back.
Genesis chapter 45, verse 6. For these 2 years has a famine been in the land, and yet there are 5 years in the which there shall neither be earing nor harvest.
So you see that? So, you see that, man? So, he was showing them, right, it's been 2 years. It's 2 years. This famine is going to be 7 years, and it's only been 2, and y'all don't got no food. But guess what? You came here, and I got plenty of food for you. It's about to be preserved. So, all right, let's get the second reader up. See, look, Dawid put it. He just lost his 2008 Honda Accord. Had to buy him a truck. The Honda Accord had almost 300,000 miles on it. But I bet that Honda Accord was paid off. You were about to give that up. It's a paid-off card. But Most High didn't want you to have that. I had a Honda Accord. I put 2 engines in there, I think. Yeah, I put like 2 engines, if I'm not mistaken. I didn't just put 4 tires. I put so many tires on that because the tie rods was messed up. Bro, if I made it past 1 week of driving without a flat, that was a good day. That was a good week. Tires was always flat. Go ahead.
Elijah Shabashah Yashikar Banya Shala.
Elijah Shabbatashal Yashikar Banya Shala. Unabizra Amad Barak.
Yahweh Shem Yahshua Brakatan.
Yahweh Shem Yahshua Brakatan. Now I'm gonna show you something about that Honda though. Even though I put so much money into that Honda that I lost. Even though I bought maybe 50 tires, used tires of course. Even though I changed the starter, alternator, timing belt, new engine, inner and outer tie rod, sway bar links, struts. You know what I'm saying? Brake pads, rotors. Even though I changed all that with the Honda, put 2 engines in there because I blew a head gasket twice, new radiators, all that. Yeah. And finally, when the transmission went out, that's when I was like, I can't do this no more. But even with all that happening, right? You know what I did with the Honda? I took care of her. I kept her clean. I took care of the inside. I kept her clean. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? I was faithful unto that car, and the Most High blessed me with a car now that it's okay. I hate paying the note, but the car is okay. And you know how I know that the Most High blessed that faithfulness? It's because when I went to have something, when I bought, it was the check engine light came on and it was like, need a new thermostat. When I bought the new thermostat, while getting the thermostat changed, my brother Derek, I don't know if he's on here, he saw that one of my hoses popped. You know what I'm saying? I've been getting oil changes for a while, and nobody ever told me that hose was popped. So, yeah, man, the Most High shows that grace. So yeah, so let's get back to the reading. You're gonna be picking up at Genesis 45 and 7.
Genesis chapter 45 and verse 7.
Go ahead.
And God sent me before you to preserve you and posterity in the earth.
So the Most High made Joseph go through everything that he went through to save the Israelites. Y'all see that? Go ahead.
And to save